Hey, this is Brian Stillman with BeTerrific. We are at CES 2019. We are here with Robbie from Benjilock. This is an amazing story. This is the story of entrepreneurship. This is a story of gumption and stick-to-itiveness and innovation. This is great. Benjilock is a lock system that uses your fingerprint to open it up. Seems simple, but it's actually a lot more complicated than you'd think. Sort of amazing that we haven't had it before, but that's how it works with invention and innovation. Robbie, tell me, how did you come up with the Benjilock?
Well, I came up with the idea a couple years ago, and I actually unveiled it here at Eureka Park with a big prototype. And long story short, the awareness was so huge that Hampton Products, which are the makers of Brinks locks, they saw me there. And then the Shark Tank casting call told me, you got to go and do that, and ended up all working out.
Okay, wait, we've jumped through a few things there. Shark Tank, tell me about that. You were on the show Shark Tank, you pitched your product. How did that all work out?
Oh, it worked out great. I mean, all the sharks were amazing, but at the end of the day, Kevin O'Leary really spoke his mind, and it kind of hit me. It was just, I went with my gut, so I ended up picking him. So he's my partner.
Why'd you want to go on the show with this?
Well, because at the end of the day, I want to showcase that if you have a dream, you can make it happen. And I'm just a normal, regular guy like all of you, and I just push that passion, and look, it's incredible. I mean...
Well, you say you're just a regular guy. You're from the Dominican Republic. You had this idea. How did you bring it to fruition? How'd you do the technology? How'd you do the work, the coding, and everything else that went into developing it?
Yeah, well, during the time, to tell you the truth, I'm not a tech guy. So what happened was I had the idea. I started designing it. I found a local product developer. We started engineering it, and at least to make a product that at least is workable, that I can showcase. Then I knew that the brand name and all that was going to hit with people, and then it was just showcasing it. Just don't be afraid to share your idea.
What inspired you to do it at the time? What were you doing before inventing the Benjilock?
Well, before I used to work in a company that does real estate. Sadly, they let me go, so I think that transition of being laid off from work, and then the same day I got laid off, my daughter was born. I think that was the moment that inspired me to just, let's do it.
Why a lock? Why a lock that is fingerprint enabled? I mean, out of all the things, how'd that pop into your head?
Well, it popped because I started going to the gym at nighttime, and someone left their keys inside, so then the manager of the fitness center had to come in and bolt cut the lock. So when I saw that, I was like, wow. And then another day, someone leaves like their glasses inside the locker, so then they couldn't actually read the combination. So I'm seeing all this stuff happening, and I'm like, wow, how come there's just not a lock that you can open with a fingerprint, but also with a key? Just very simple.
All right, so talk to me a little bit about the Benjilock itself. Show me how this works.
So basically, you can open it with your fingerprint.
Say that again? I'm sorry.
You can open it with your fingerprint, very basic. I'll show you again. But also with a set of traditional keys. So it's still very traditional. There's no phone needed, no app needed. The battery lasts you a whole year with a single charge. It's made of die-cast zinc. So, I mean, it's the same people that make the Brinks lock, so you can't go wrong.
How many fingerprints can you have stored on this?
On this one, you can store up to 10 users. And then also, we all showcasing here the travel lock, where you can store up to 5.
You know, the cool thing about this is that it, in all ways, shape, and forms, except for the technology, it's your basic lock. Anything you can do with a lock, you can do with this. Anything you can lock up. I mean, it's durable, it's robust, it's not going to come apart on you. It's got the key in case you I don't know, lose your finger. The development time on something like this, like you said, you weren't a tech guy. Yeah. This wasn't something you had a background in. How did you go from idea to a finished prototype, to something that worked, to successful technology?
Well, in my case, it took probably 2 years because during those 2 years, I worked on the patents of the technology because I knew I did not want to showcase this if I wasn't protected, because if not, it's like, you're just wasting your time and money.
But how'd you develop the technology? It wasn't you doing it. Like you said, you had to work with other people. How'd you find the people that could do it, people you could trust?
Well, in that case, I had to knock on a lot of doors, and a lot of people didn't believe in the idea. A lot of them told me, that we don't want to put our time and efforts in it. It's going to cost you too much money. Don't do it. And thank God at least one person decided to say, hey, let me help you out. So,
were you surprised that this didn't already exist? Because if you had told me even a few years ago, hey, I got an idea for a fingerprint lock, I'd be like, well, it's probably on Amazon.
I was very surprised. Believe me, the first thing I did was when I had the idea, I said to myself, okay, let me go to stores. I couldn't find it. Did a search, couldn't find it. So then I did went to like LegalZoom.com, because it's like the cheaper way to get some legal advice. And I was put in contact with a patent attorney, so he recommended do a patent search. So we did it. It's like a huge book and all that. Then he comes by and said, you know what, Robbie? You may have something here because there's nothing like it, which is interesting, but it's just going to cost you a lot of time and patience and money. So it's up to you if you want to do it. And I said, you know what? I don't mind. Let's take the risk. And I just took the risk, and thank God I did, because if not, then, probably it would not happen. So
here you are on the other end of this thing. It exists. You have this lock. How does it feel to see this come to life, to see this dream come true?
Oh, no, it's exciting because, even my kids, my daughter that now is 4, she was born the day that basically all this started. So, my kids seeing the development, now we're actually seeing it in stores. It just launched at Ace Hardware and Home Depot. It's a dream come true.
Why Benjilock? Where's the name come from?
We're just doing a bunch of catchy names, and for some reason I said Benji, and then my wife goes like, why not Benjilock? And I said, you know what? That's kind of catchy. I like it, Benjilock, and that's how it all went.
So you said it's available in stores in Home Depot. What does it retail for?
Yeah, so right now it retails $69.99. The white version right now is located in any Ace Hardware store online. Also the grommet, which is partners with Ace Hardware. And then the matte black version just launched on Black Friday with Home Depot. So very exciting.
And you have a travel version.
And we have also a TSA travel version that just launched this November with QVC.
Does that have a retail price yet?
Yeah, that's $49.99.
Talk to me about the door lock.
Yeah, so basically we're showcasing new technology, which we have also, what Tim is showing right now. Let me see.
Hold on, can we get to the other side here? All right, so we've got door locks.
Yeah, so basically we're using the same technology of the fingerprint, but also key and the door lock. So basically, my finger is not programmed on this one, but we're just showcasing like the prototype right now to see what people think. And basically, you can open it still with your fingerprint, but also with a key.
That's great. We're reaching a point where keyless entry next will be on cars and everywhere else.
Yeah, well, exactly. If you saw the recent news about Hyundai launching a car with fingerprint technology, it's just, I think this is the next step.
Well, it's an incredible story, man, and I think it just goes to show we're at CES, there are all these giant companies doing all sorts of innovation, all sorts of new tech, but here's just this guy with a dream, and you made it happen. You put your back into it, you made the work, you took the time, you put in the effort, and you made this happen. You must be really proud.
Yeah, no, likewise. I'm very proud for you guys to be here. It's exciting, it's humbling always, and to anyone that is watching this, I just want to let them know that if you have a dream or a passion, just go for it, because so many people told me that you can't do it, and look at now. So, at the end of the day, you just got to go with your gut and run with it.
If you have a dream or passion, just go for it. I think that's the philosophy behind all the technology here at CES. I'm Brian Stillman. I'm with BeTerrific, BeTerrific.com. We're at CES 2019. Stick around. Be terrific.